come to our home anymore. In the beginning, when we first got married, they used to come over to the house to drink with him, play cards. I was stuck in the room. I was not allowed to come out of the room other than to go to the bathroom. And I had to go back into my room.
You didn't do that, did you?
Yes, he did.
She's the judge who gives rules on the law and life. She's intense with common sense. She's Judge Lynn Toller on Divorce Court, where real couples deal with real life. David and Julie were high school sweethearts who, by the age of 21, already had experienced the joys and pressures of marriage and pregnancy. But now, after 14 years of marriage, their early happiness is a distant memory.
14 years of having to stay quiet and deal with his infidelity, his drinking, and his lying. I'm done.
I actually told her that I had cheated on her because I wanted to start a brand new foundation and be able to have a chance of having a relationship.
Issues in their marriage have led this couple to Judge Lynn's courtroom. But can she convince Julie to stay despite her desire to flee? Today on Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Julie Fernandez and David Fernandez. The two of you have been married 14 years. You were high school sweethearts. You have 2 children together. Mrs. Fernandez, you're done.
You're
done. Through, you're finished. Mr. Fernandez, you'd like to save it if you could.
Yes, I
If you can't save it, Mrs. Fernandez would like certain funds from you for certain items that we will talk about later. But before we do, I'm going to start with you, Mr. Fernandez. Why don't you tell me a little bit about this union and how we got to divorce court today?
Well, Your Honor, I have to start off by saying I just can't believe we ended up here.
Okay.
Like, I'm very upset that we're here now. You know, I thought I married a fighter, someone that'd be willing to work everything out, but obviously that's not the case.
Now, you two were married young, though, because you're only 34 and 35.
That's right.
And you've been married 14 years, which is a long time. Tell me how young you were and what happened when you first got together.
Well, we're high school sweethearts, and we got married at 21 years old, but the way we even began our marriage was horrible. She gave me an ultimatum because she got pregnant. And so she comes from a very religious background.
Right.
And so she gave me the ultimatum. She said, you know what? You have to marry me or we're not going to be together. When we found out she was pregnant. So obviously, I loved her. You could only imagine at 21 years old, I'm trying to make things work out, trying to be the man and, make everything happen. And so we ended up married.
Now, Mrs. Fernandez, did you tell him either put the ring on or get to stepping?
Yes, I did. But it's not that way. It's not how he's making it seem.
Okay,
Yes, I did.
You tell me how it worked.
Yes, I am religious.
I don't
but
think
you
he's
know what?
criticizing your religion. I think he's just saying he wasn't really ready to get married.
Then you know what? He shouldn't have gotten into bed with me. He shouldn't have gotten into bed with me. Second of all, I miscarried before we got married.
Oh, you lost the baby?
He could have walked at that point, and he chose not to. He chose to marry me anyways. But he chose to marry me. He chose to marry me. Yeah, well, you
That's
know
what
what?
I had to deal with, Your Honor.
14 years of having to stay quiet and deal with his infidelity, his drinking, and his lying. I'm done. So yes, you will wait until I finish.
Okay.
Well, the thing is that I want to kind of clarify is that we lost a 5-month-old son. It was a stillborn death at 21 and 20. And, that destroyed me. And we both, I think that's where it began as far as us kind of drifting apart.
Right.
Because the truth is, for me, I saw the baby and I held him, when he was dead, and it killed me.
And it's hard,
and for 2 years, I was in just the darkness. I did use alcohol as a way of self-medicating myself. So I'm owning up to that. I did. And she just completely shut down. She just totally just disconnected and shut down. I don't blame her, but that's exactly what happened.
Well, 2021, it's hard to cope with something that deep. You don't have the depth of life experience to draw from. So it's a very difficult thing to do. And actually, I'm impressed that you stayed together. I really am.
Yes, I shut down. And I take full responsibility for that. I didn't know how to deal with it. I was very young. But it was hard starting a marriage with him as well.
Right.
Because aside from the fact that I shut down, his drinking became really bad. I mean, he would drink at home almost every day. But on top of that, he would leave with his friends, and I was stuck at home dealing with everything that I was dealing with.
Right.
So yes, he may not have shut down. He's a very extroverted person. I'm very introverted.
Right.
But he didn't help. He coped by getting into other women's beds as well.
Tell me a couple of instances where you say you caught him or have an indication that he was cheating.
I would confront him about my suspicions about him cheating, and he would deny it left and right. I swear to God on our children, I am not cheating. I would not do that to you. I want an honest relationship. I want to be faithful. Well, there was I'm gonna get to you. There was a hairbrush in our car. We had one car. There was a hairbrush in our car full of hair that was not my hair. This was blonde, straight hair.
Mr. Fernandez, were you cheating on your wife? Just tell me.
Yes, I did, but I need to backtrack just a little bit.
Okay.
I've made mistakes. Yes, I did cheat, but I have to explain. It started from us going through the experience that we went through, being young, not having a lot of tools on our belt to deal with it.
Right.
So I tried to seek out information as far as trying to be happy. Well, I started getting into nonprofit organizations, personal, development workshops, all that kind of, just a space where we're able to heal and just reflect on our lives and so on and so forth. Well, in saying that, I started connecting on an emotional level with women.
I had caught him cheating 4 times by then, Your Honor.
Did she catch you cheating 4 times?
This was 7 years ago, Your Honor, and I have to tell you this. I'm trying to help you understand what I dealt with, okay? I come from a high, from these workshops, and I'm so excited because, I got my family. Like, the most important thing is family to me.
Right.
And that's one thing I can never say anything negative towards Julie, is that she is a great mother. And I try to be the best at it as well. And so we have that in common. But the thing is this, I'm on a high coming from this workshop. I want to share it with my family. And it's like hitting a brick wall. She wasn't even into it. She just totally seemed bored. And that's like a complete downer. Like, I want to step into my greatness. I want to be able to live the best life possible. And it's totally contradictory as far as how I'm living with my wife.
Mrs. Fernandez, would you not allow your husband to step into his greatness?
He can be as great as he wants. He's just not going to be great in my life anymore.
When divorce court continues, is David still cheating on Julie?
He is a youth speaker at school. What time does school get out? 3? 3:30? He comes home 10, 11, 12, 1. Do I really believe he's speaking somewhere or working on what?
Is back with the case of Julie Fernandez, who wants a divorce after 14 years of marriage because she says her husband is a cheater. But has he stolen from her too?
I bought myself a pair of diamond earrings right before New Year's. They disappeared.
When was the last time you honestly believe Mr. Fernandez
I think
cheated on you?
he's never stopped cheating.
You think he's doing it till this day?
I think he's doing it to this day. He is just a very smooth talker, and he will hide it as best as he can. That's part of his thing.
Mrs. Fernandez, are you basing your concern on past behavior and his ability to speak as opposed to current activities and suspicions?
No, he goes out whenever he wishes to go out, and I am not allowed to ask any questions. If he's going out with his friends and I confront him about it, he says, I am a man, let me be a man, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I will be back later.
Mr. Fernandez, do you come at her like that?
You know what makes me sad is that I'm not this macho man, I'm the man, I'm gonna do.
Are you gonna lie about saying that?
Maybe when I was drugged 7 years ago or so, I'm not there anymore.
No. Did you
I've been
say
trying
that recently
my
or
best
not?
to just make it work.
To BS?
And now I don't even leave the house. Like, that's what point it gets to. Like, if I have to work, yes, I work, then I come back and I just try to spend time with my family.
Does he seem to have done that? Does he seem to have changed his habits and behavior?
No, because you know what? He is a youth speaker at schools. What time does school get out? 3? 3:30? He comes home 10, 11, 12, 1. Do I really believe he's speaking somewhere or working on what? His speaking comes from his heart. Ain't no scripts to learn there. What's he doing at 11 o'clock at night?
Mr. Fernandez, do you come home at all hours of the night after you've spoken to the kiddies?
I have in the sense of, just, I guess if I were to be very honest, it's resistance towards going home from a high. It's resistance from...
You feel good and you believe that going home is like a black hole.
You have to understand this is years and years. It's like 14 years of, feeling good outside and then coming to the house, and in my own house, it's like the connection's not there.
Well, if you're such
and
a
that's
great
the
father,
biggest
then
thing.
come home to your kids. You don't need to come
I
home
am,
to me.
and I
He
do.
does, Mrs. Fernandez, when he does come home, do you make it an okay place for him to be?
I'm, friendly, but I ignore him pretty
We're
much.
playing house now.
Courteous, and that's
Courteous.
all.
Plain house.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes, I mean, I
And
don't trust
she'll
him, Your
settle
Honor.
for that, as opposed to trying to work things out, and either whether it's forgiving me or healing or moving
What are you
forward to
afraid
make
of,
it
Mrs.
work.
Fernandez?
Well,
if
I
you
don't
allow,
trust him.
hang on, if you allow him to make up for his past, if you allow him into your heart, what are you afraid might happen?
It's not so much that I'm afraid, it's just that I don't think it's past. I think it's current, it's present, and I think it'll be future.
Have you made
Free.
up for it, Mr. Fernandez? Have you done some real strong, specific, meaningful things that would make her feel like, yes, indeed, you have returned to her house and her heart, and that you are a faithful man? It's like, you can't just say get over it. Have you done something to help her get over it?
I feel I have, and I've tried my hardest. The thing is that I feel like I have this guilt and this shame, and that's what runs me, and I don't want to feel like that anymore, because I feel that I have, but nothing's good enough. It's like whatever I do, she goes right back to what I did. So I'm being crucified for this is 7 years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'll tell you the truth. I actually told her that I had cheated on her. You know what I mean?
After
she
I
had
caught
her little suspicions or whatever, but I actually told her because I wanted to start a brand new foundation and be able to, really actually have a chance of having a relationship.
Your Honor,
So
I've
basically
done
what
that.
you're telling me is you're growing out and forward, and she's stuck where you were, and you can't get her to move.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, I feel she plays me all the time because I keep just hammering her with, look, let's try something new. If we don't try something new, we won't get different results type of thing.
Right.
And she'll be like, okay, cool. I'll do it in 3 months. And so I'll play her game and I'll be like, all right, well, I'll wait those 3 months because, I don't know what else to do. So we wait till those 3 months come around, and guess what? She doesn't go. She finds another excuse, not open to counseling, not open to be willing to forgive or heal from the pain that I've caused her.
When divorce court continues, is David more controlling than he seems?
And I'm not allowed to ask anything, just be home, be a good little wife, cook and clean and care for the kids.
Divorce court returns with the case of David Fernandez, who admits he has treated his wife poorly in the past, but insists he has made up for it. But has he done enough to prevent this divorce?
Let me ask you this, Mrs. Fernandez. Tell me something that he's done in the past couple of years that makes you distrust him.
I bought myself a pair of diamond earrings. Right around Christmas time, right before Christmas. And the week after Christmas, right before New Year's, they disappeared. Now on New Year's Eve, because we didn't have anybody to watch the kids, I was home. He went out with his friends. My diamond earrings disappeared. When I questioned him about it, no one else comes into our home. His friends don't come to our home anymore. They used to in the beginning, when we first got married, they used to come over to the house to drink with him, play cards. I was stuck in the room. I was not allowed to come out of the room other than to go to the bathroom. And I had to go back into my room.
You didn't do that, did
you? Yes, he did. Yes,
No, I
he
didn't.
did.
Did you tell your wife that she had to stay in her
I
room
don't
and
know.
your friends were there?
I think
You were
I have pretty
drunk.
good
You
common
don't
sense, and I'm
remember.
assuming you do too. But does that story even add up? Does it even make sense? It doesn't make sense.
It's his Mexican machoism that comes into play there. And I get that. He's past that. He doesn't do that anymore. But he also doesn't bring friends over. When he did, I was stuck in my room. Anyways, back
You
to the
wanna talk
diamond.
about
Stop.
macho-
Hey, let me ask you this, Mrs. Fernandez. Don't you think that a little bit of counseling would be of benefit just on the off chance you guys can fix something for your kids?
I don't think, no. Because
Why
I don't
not?
think it's fair to the kids to be in a relationship, in a household where the parents aren't happy. And I don't think we can get past this in counseling. I really don't. He's done way too much, and I don't trust him.
You don't know till you
earrings
try.
disappeared, and when I confronted him about it, he gave me some lame excuse about it. He gave them to his mom or his sister because he hadn't given them anything great for Christmas in a long time. They've never seen them. They have never worn them. I questioned them about it because there was no thank you. And his family is very generous with me. They would have said thank you. If they say thank you when I give them a shirt, they're going to say thank you when I give them diamond earrings.
Right.
They never they never saw them.
Was
Because
that
I
your final
questioned them.
straw, Mrs. Fernandez?
Yes, because that's a lie. And if he's willing to lie to me about the earrings, about the sex, about going out with his friends, and I'm not allowed to ask anything, just be home, be a good little wife, cook and clean and care for the kids, then I'm done.
When divorce court continues, is Judge Lynn able to make Julie see it her way?
I think that you need to be brave enough to go into counseling with this man for your children. I think it's going to be hard. I think it's going to be unpleasant, but I think that it is something that you need to do.
Divorce court returns with the case of Julie and David Fernandez, who are high school sweethearts and are divorcing after 14 years of marriage and 2 children together.
Mrs. Fernandez, you want the $282.74
Yes, I
for the
do.
earrings you say you bought and he gave away to another person. Is that right?
That's correct.
And you've already explained to me why you think he did that.
Yes,
Do you
and
know
I've got
what
my
happened to
receipt
the
here.
earrings? Oh yeah, could I have the receipt?
You're such a good speaker. Let's hear you speak something. Come on. Where'd they go?
Ms. Fernandez, you're not helping.
I don't know anything about the earrings.
And you never
she
told
obviously
me-
told me, but I was like, I don't know what happened to them.
They
Okay.
went poof.
Here's what I got to say.
Probably.
Mr. Fernandez, the thing about seeking is that you never find. And I think you found. And that if she sees what you found, then everything is going to be okay. If she can't see what you see, then you have to go looking for something else because what you're doing isn't working with her. So don't make the assumption that the fact that she doesn't see what you see, you're right and she's wrong. There is no absolute right. All of this is relative. You speak to people in a manner that they can hear you. I could say something as right as rain, but if you say it in Chinese, it's not going to help because I can't speak Chinese. So you may believe you've got the answer, but you haven't got her answer. So you need to come at her a new way and don't assume you've grown so greatly and she just hasn't kept up. Ms. Fernandez, you're scared to death. You are frightened, and the most common response to fear is anger. You cannot afford to be vulnerable. You cannot afford to allow him a second chance. You cannot afford to go into counseling because it frightens you too much. I think that you need to be brave enough to go into counseling with this man for your children. I think it's going to be hard. I think it's going to be unpleasant, but I think that it is something that you need to do, not only to save your marriage to the father of your children, but to save your ability to interact with people. If you're always closed down and frightened and angry, you're not going to be able to relate well and accurately with the people around you, and it will follow you all of your life. You have nothing to lose by going to counseling. You find out that he's really been cheating, then you leave him. After that, you have nothing to lose by giving your children an opportunity to have a 2-parent home, and I would ask you to do that. I don't know who to believe about these earrings. As you're angry, you're glib. I don't know what's going on. I think you're a good guy. I think you weren't a good guy for a while, and you don't understand why she can't get past it because you've gotten past it. Well, what's wrong with her? Women are different. You got to treat them differently, and you got to keep trying, and you got to do different things. But I don't know who did what to who. I don't know what happened to the earrings, and since it is your burden of proof, because you're the plaintiff, I cannot award anything. Therefore, there will be no recovery in this matter. It is so ordered.
All rise. Parties may leave the courtroom.
Julie doesn't think she ever will be able to trust David again and claims that the marriage is still in limbo. She believes that their kids sense something is wrong but does not want to talk to them until she and David have made some decisions. David feels Julie refuses to let go of the past. He hopes they can save the marriage but doesn't know how that will happen while Julie continues to refuse couples therapy.